Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the 2023 BMW 430i Convertible. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this car for me today. They have a huge selection of pretty much brand new inventory. That link is down in the description. So this 430i is finished off in Brooklyn Gray Metallic. They have a starting MSRP right around $55,000. And powering the 430i is a 2-liter twin power turbo 4-cylinder paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 3,900 pound convertible from 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 25 miles per gallon in the city, 34 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 112.2 inches. Its overall length is 187.9. It has a width of 72.9 and a height of 54.6 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this 430i, this does have the M Sport package, so it provides it with the Shadowline package, which is all of the gloss black and other gloss black accents that you will notice. So starting up front with the kidney grille, the entire surround is gloss black. There's also some brushed accents running throughout the grille too. Plenty of cutouts. The BMW logo is just above that. All of the parking sensors. This also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals with a really nice design for those housings. And tucked up underneath that are the LED fog lights with more gloss black. There's even a functional inlet within that trim piece too to provide even more cooling, along with the cutouts just underneath that grille. Now there's also really nice lines that come down both sides of the hood, meeting the top corners of that kidney grille very nicely. I think that blackout or shadowline package really gives this a clean look, especially with this exterior color. Now for the side, this has a set of 19-inch wheels with the M Sport brakes, finished off in blue, gloss black of course for that wheel. Really nice lines running down the side too. This has the gloss black for the power folding side mirrors, which also have the turn signal. And then a really cool feature with this, if I hold on the unlock button, it will actually lower the windows, and if you hold it long enough, the top operation will start to go down. So the windows are down at the moment, and then we should have the top, and then the top will start to go. I did actually push on the unlock button a second time, so I believe it's a 2-step process. So it's really cool if you want to make your way to your car and have the top already down. It's a really easy process to do. And then in back, the third brake light is located just above the BMW badge. The backup camera is also incorporated right in the middle of that logo, which is nice. This has LED taillights, all of the sensors in the lower section, and then a darker gray trim for that entire diffuser with gloss black right in the middle, dual exhaust on both sides. And we can take a listen to that because this does have remote start. So if I triple tap on the lock button, that is how you activate it. And you will hear it come to life. You can also triple tap on that button to shut it off if needed. And then you can control that in the infotainment system if you want that to actually work. Now as we work our way to the trunk, you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath. But as we work our way to the cargo space now, being a convertible, of course, it's going to be a little bit tight. So I have some items in here along with a few other things. There is a storage net on that driver's side, same with the passenger side. And you'll notice too that the top is of course down right now. It doesn't really hinder your space. Obviously it's this upper section, but you can actually go all the way to the back seats for some other items. So obviously not the biggest items. My backpack might be a little bit too big to get in there, but nonetheless, you do have some practical storage. You just have to be mindful of the amount of space that you have. So it doesn't really hinder you. If you're buying this, you know what you're getting into, and you're just going to have to pack accordingly. As we work our way to the interior now, we have the solid black leather. Very nice design for the door panel, memory seating adjustments, all of the window, side mirror adjustments, even a trunk release, Harman Kardon sound system, and then brushed aluminum accents as well. The M badge is also down on the door sill, and we get more of the black leather for these seats. Front seats are automatic. There is one manual adjustment, so you can adjust that as needed for your leg comfort. And then we have the back seat space, of course. Now there is a lever on the back of the seat, so I can push that forwards. From there, the seat will make its way forwards, giving you plenty of space to hop in. So at 5'10", it is easy to hop in with the top down, Over on the passenger side, there's a little bit of space, so I could definitely fit in the back, and with the top down, of course, I have no limits to headroom. However, with the top up, my head is just up against the headliner. I feel a little bit tight with this area right here. We have a speaker, a little bit of storage, but my arm is kind of just up against that. You could have two people back here though. There's a little bit of space in the middle with two cup holders, and you even get some climate adjustments. So that way you can be that much more comfortable, all those adjustments, some auxiliaries in the lower section, and then you can even pull down this middle if you want a little bit of an armrest, but you can also gain access to the trunk. So currently there is a wind diffuser right in the middle, so if you bring the seat down, you can remove that if you need to get some items through. It's actually not that small feeling for this. You won't have people back here all the time, but it is definitely doable. And what I love too with the backs, you actually have separate window controls, or you can put all of them up and down with one button. So it's really nice that you have that. You can get a little bit more airflow for those backseat passengers. Now, as we work our way to the front seat now, we have the solid leather M Sport steering wheel, which is heated, of course. Cruise control, we have Bluetooth and voice commands, volume and tuning, paddle shifters, all of the brushed aluminum accents. Let's fire this back up though. So now we can go through the rest of this information. For the digital gauge cluster, fuel and miles per hour are on the left side. Right side is tach and engine temperature. At the moment, the map is currently right in the middle, so it's really nice to always have that on, in my opinion, just so that way you can look at that front and center. And then within the tach on that right side, the vehicle is currently in comfort mode and we are in park. You can use the button on the top of that turn signal stock to further go through some of that information. So there's a live readout for MPG, there's also the odometer, some other data information. There's even live readouts for your horsepower and your torque, along with the G-force meter, there's audio, and then we are back to that setting. So not a whole lot of settings, but it is nice that you have some configurability to it. Now over on the left side, all the headlight adjustments, dimmer switches for the gauges, and then we have one air vent. And working our way to the infotainment system, we have a pretty easy system to go through. There's shortcuts on the left side where you can get into your music along with your phone when you have that paired. You can pull up the navigation, and then we can also go into car. Now car has a lot more settings to go through, where I'm going to jump down to the rotary dial to further go through that. There's also a bunch of shortcuts up top, so you don't have to use this as a touchscreen system, which I think is really convenient to have. So you can go through some of these settings. Under driving information, there's vehicle status. Under settings, you can go through a lot more. You have your interior lighting, your driver assistance, some general information, and then the different driving modes. So this is what I mentioned earlier with Sport and Eco, along with the comfort settings. So you have Sport and Eco here that you can configure. Comfort is only one setting, so you don't have any adjustments for that. There's also driver profiles, owner's manual, some other notes that you can monitor, and then we even have apps like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can go through a few more as needed, and it is quick and easy to go through, along with that touchpad down below. Now on the home screen too, you can even swipe over and monitor some more of these icons. So just depending on what you would like to see, it's a really nice system to go through. Now you also have one more control for that screen. That is for the intelligent safety. So you can configure the forward collision, lane departure, even the active blind spot, which is very easy to get to. There's the hazards along with air vents. And then we have all the climate adjustments right in the middle. Finished off in brushed aluminum. We have heated seats too, and the rest of the AC controls. And then underneath that, power and volume for the radio, along with all of the presets. If I just hover my finger across these, you can see what is set at without actually going into it, which is a nice touch. And then tuning is over on that right side. Now underneath that, we do have this pretty cool trim accent for the cover there. When I open this up, it reveals the wireless charging pad, some auxiliaries, and two cup holders. And then we have all those controls on the right side, of course. Left side, there's traction control, along with the parking sensors, engine start stop, and then the different driving modes. So like you saw earlier with Sport and Eco, there's a few different settings, and then Comfort is only that standard setting. So just depending on the throttle response that you would like for the day. And looking at the shifter, reverse is going to be forwards, where the backup camera has the sensors currently on at the moment. You can have the sensors just on if you'd like to. We also have drive and the manual setting. So that way you can use the paddle shifters, or you can use the shifter located down below. Park is right on the back side of that. And then there's auto hold with the e-brake, and then the convertible top operation. By holding this in the down position, that is how the top will start, of course, to lower and collapse into the back. It really doesn't take all that much time. And then when you pull this switch up, it of course will go back in its up position. Now right in the middle, we have some leather for the armrest, a little bit of storage space with some more auxiliaries, and then a lot more space located in the glove box. We'll take a look at visibility from the driver's seat, a little bit of a pillar over that right side, but with your side mirror and a quick glance over, it's really not all that hard to see. Good amount of visibility over that left side too. So let's go ahead and get this 430i out on the road. As we set off now behind the wheel for the BMW 430i, like I mentioned earlier, right around $55,000 is the starting MSRP for this convertible. I really don't think that's all that bad, especially for this, not only being a BMW, but usually convertibles tend to be a little bit more in price just because of the extra mechanisms and how they have to restructure the car because of having no solid top, of course. So under $60,000 for this, I think it's a really nice luxury style convertible. So if you're in the market for a convertible and you really like BMW, it's a perfect option to go with. And we do have some sporty characteristics to it. So in sport mode, not the fastest, not the loudest either, but that's not the point of this vehicle. This is a top-down cruiser type of vehicle. So you want it to be a luxurious feeling. With the top down, of course, all the wind is going to go around you, which we'll put it down here soon. But with it up, you really can't even tell that it's a convertible. I love how modern convertibles have been very refined to the point where from the inside, you wouldn't think this is a convertible unless you got outside, of course, and saw it. But there's really no road noise or wind noise for the speeds that I'm doing. Highway might be a little bit different, but that varies even with non-convertible models, just depending on the wind. But it's a nice place to be. I drive a lot of BMWs. I am a BMW fan. I don't own one at the moment, but the more that I drive them, even a model like this, I really think it's a good choice to go with. And you do have some practicality with this. Even though it's a convertible, you have a small trunk storage space, but you have the back seats for extra storage too. So if you don't have anyone in the back, you can utilize that as basically your second trunk, which is something that's nice. So you have plenty of interior space, so it doesn't sacrifice it too much by being a convertible. And then you have some sporty characteristics. It handles well for this type of vehicle. Like I said, it's not the most performance-oriented convertible from BMW. You can go with some higher trim levels, but if you want just a basic cruising, really nice, refined vehicle, this is a good option. We have all the tech. I'm not sure when the new tech is going to be introduced into the 430. This being a 2023 year model, maybe a 24, will have some of the newer technology that BMW has started to incorporate in a lot of their vehicles. But I really like this screen too. Either one is going to be nice. It's going to give you what you're looking for basically. And from second gear, here we go. Nothing too crazy for today, but it gets up. It doesn't feel like it's struggling for that power. It's not a quick car, but it has an adequate amount of power, I feel, for this type of vehicle. And I love how BMW puts performance characteristics in models that aren't performance oriented. We do have the M Sport package on this model, so it gives it the upgraded brakes. We have the M Sport steering, a little bit different of a suspension. No power upgrades, however, but it's nice that you can get those handling characteristics, especially for a convertible. Taking this through some twisty roads, maybe you're taking it through the mountains, you know, you're just having a really nice day with the top down, cruising through some roads. This will be able to do it. While it won't do it the quickest, it will definitely be able to handle those types of situations, and the car is just gonna feel very, very good and refined for driving situations like that. While we're at a stop though, let's go ahead and put the top down. You can do this while moving, so I will be able to go maybe 20, 30 miles an hour, somewhere around there, so we can still do the operation here. And I'm just gonna stay under 20 for now. So it's done, here we go. And for audio purposes, let's put all the windows up with the push of one button, which I really like. It's a cool feature. But with the top down, it's what you're going to expect really with any convertible. You want the top down experience with the wind blowing, going through your hair, just going throughout the cab with the windows up, of course. Very composed feeling, which I like. So it's nice. If that's something that you would like, we'll put the top back up. Hopefully we can do it in time with this light here. We should be able to get this going. So how convenient is that? It's not new. And there we go. So that's not new technology, but it's nice because it is that much more convenient where you don't even have to stop or hinder any traffic. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this 2023 BMW 430i Convertible. Once again, huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this convertible for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.